said that Caitlyn is going to go through a learning curve. Some people were critical of you for saying that, but I don't know that it necessarily meant that you're not welcoming her.
The virtual stage was set, the Zoom call buzzing with anticipation, and the energy crackling like a summer thunderstorm about to unleash its fury. Our YouTube channel had pulled off a coup, bringing together three titans of women's basketball: Caitlyn Clark, the electrifying rookie phenom; Diana Taurasi, the trash-talking, clutch-shooting queen of the WNBA; and Sue Bird, the sage veteran whose court vision was matched only by her knack for storytelling. This wasn't just an interview. It was a collision of eras, a celebration of hoops, and a masterclass in charisma. From the opening seconds, you could tell this was going to be one for the ages. "Welcome to the show, Caitlyn Clark." The host's voice boomed, barely containing the excitement. The screen flickered as Caitlyn's face popped up, her signature grin lighting up the virtual room like a spotlight. "Yo, I'm back," Caitlyn said, tossing her hair with a playful smirk. "Did y'all miss me or what?" "Miss you? We've been counting the seconds." Sue Bird chimed in, leaning back.
Right? I mean, how do you... I mean, it seems like you were just saying the reality is she's going to have a learning curve.
Yeah, it's the new fans are really sensitive these days.
In her chair with the cool confidence of someone who's seen it all. "But let's be real, Caitlyn. You're making us all look bad with that highlight reel you call a rookie season." Diana Taurasi, never one to be outdone, raised an eyebrow and leaned into her webcam. "Hold up, Sue. Let's not crown her just yet. I mean, she's good, but I'm still out here dropping dimes and breaking ankles in my dreams." The room erupted in laughter, and Caitlyn threw her hands up in mock surrender. Okay, Diana, I see you. But don't worry, I brought my A-game today. And maybe a little product placement for my new favorite energy drink." She held up a brightly colored can, winking at the camera. "Gotta stay hydrated for this chaos." "Well played, Clark, well played," the host said, shaking their head. "But let's get to the good stuff. Diana, you dropped a bombshell in your latest chat with Caitlyn, and we need to unpack it. You said reality's finally hitting you. Diana, you caught some heat for saying Caitlyn was going to face a learning curve in the WNBA. Some fans thought you were throwing shade. Care to clarify?" Diana shrugged, unfazed. "Listen, the new fans are sensitive, okay? You say one thing and suddenly you're the villain in a Netflix drama. All I said was the truth. There's a learning curve. It's not shade, it's just facts. You go from high school to college,
You can't say anything. Yeah, it's kind of like when you go from kindergarten to first grade, there's a learning adjustment. When you go from high school to college, there's a learning adjustment.
Just college to the pros, big adjustment. I went through it, Sue went through it, and Caitlyn's out here handling it like a champ. Greatness translates, and she's proving it every game." Caitlyn nodded, her expression serious for a moment. "I appreciated that, Diana. You weren't saying I couldn't hack it. You were just keeping it real. And yeah, the WNBA is a whole different beast. You're not just playing against 18-year-olds anymore. These are grown women who've been doing this for years. But I'm learning, and I'm not scared to take my lumps." Sue raised her coffee mug in a mock toast. "To taking lumps and still dropping 30 points a night. Caitlyn, you're making it look easy." "Easy?" Caitlyn laughed. "Tell that to my sore muscles after practice. But seriously, it's been a wild ride. I'm just trying to soak it all in and not trip over my own ego." The host jumped in, sensing the conversation was about to get even juicier. "Speaking of wild rides, let's talk about that Zoom call you three had. It was like the Avengers of basketball assembling. Caitlyn, you were throwing jabs, Sue was dropping wisdom, and Diana was, well, being Diana. What was it like sharing that virtual space?" Caitlyn's eyes lit up. "Oh man, it was like a comedy roast and a basketball clinic rolled into one."
Thing that wasn't factually correct, and like anything, greatness is going to translate, and she's proven that in every level, and I don't see it being any different in the W.
From the jump, I knew it wasn't going to be some boring, let's talk about teamwork vibe. Diana came in hot with her reality is coming line, and I was like, all right, let's see if I can keep up. Sue was just sitting there smirking like she knew the chaos was coming. Sue chuckled. "I've been in enough locker rooms to know when a storm's brewing." And Caitlyn, you didn't just keep up, you were running the show. I was impressed. Diana crossed her arms, pretending to be offended. "Excuse me, Sue, I was running the..." Caitlyn rubbed her hands together, clearly delighted. "Oh, you want the tea? Buckle up." So the WNBA transition? It's like going from riding a bike with training wheels to racing a motorcycle in a hurricane. The speed, the physicality, the mental game, it's all cranked up to 11. I remember my first game, I was like, okay, I got this. And then I got bodied by a veteran and realized I needed to hit the weight room ASAP. Sue nodded, her eyes twinkling with recognition. Been there. I remember my rookie year, I thought I was hot stuff. And then I ran into a screen that felt like a brick wall. You learn quick. Quick is an understatement, Caitlyn said. And then there's the locker room stuff. You hear all these narratives like, oh, Indiana's a mess, they don't get along. And I'm sitting there like, have you met my team? We're tighter than my jump shot. People think they know what's...
Please welcome to the show, Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn, did you ever
What's
think
up,
you'd
guys?
be back? Cheers.
Excited to be
Cheers.
back.
going on, but they don't. It's just you, your teammates, and your coaches. That's the real circle. Diana smirked. Preach, Caitlyn. The media loves a good drama, but half the time we're just in the locker room arguing about who gets the aux cord. Spoiler, it's usually me. The host laughed. Okay, but what about those college matchups? You three have some history. Any remember when we beat them moments you want to share? Caitlyn's grin turned mischievous. Oh, you know it. There was this one game in college where we went up against Diana's squad, and let's just say the trash talk was spicier than a ghost pepper. I hit a 3 from way downtown, and Diana was like, all right, kid, you got one. Then she came back and dropped a dagger on us. It was like a heavyweight fight, but with jump shots. Diana threw her head back, laughing. You're not wrong. That game was a war. I remember looking at you across the court, Caitlyn, and thinking, this kid's got guts. You were fearless even back then. Sue raised an eyebrow. Fearless or reckless? I seem to recall a certain young Caitlyn trying to take on my team with some wild behind-the-back passes that didn't always land.
Don't worry. I got this nice throwback Gatorade can.
Well played. Well played. Sounded like a product placement.
Hey, I was young and scrappy, Caitlyn protested. But yeah, those games were everything. You'd go home bruised, exhausted, and grinning because you knew you'd just been part of something epic. The host clapped their hands, clearly loving the energy. This is gold. But let's talk about that bombshell moment, Caitlyn. You dropped a truth bomb during the Zoom call that had everyone losing it. Care to recreate it for our audience? Caitlyn leaned into the camera, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. Okay, so picture this. We're deep in the Zoom call, everyone's throwing shade, and Diana's going on about how reality's coming for me. And I'm just sitting there thinking, oh, you want to play? So I hit her with, Diana, reality might be coming for me, but I'm sending it right back with interest. The whole call just exploded. Sue was dying. Diana was pretending to be offended, and I was trying not to crack up. Sue wiped a fake tear from her eye. I'm still recovering from that moment. Caitlyn, you've got the heart of a lion and the mouth of a stand-up comedian. Diana pointed at the screen. Watch it, Clark. I'm still the queen of one-liners around here. But I'll give you props. That was a solid burn. The host was practically bouncing in their seat. Okay, let's rewind to a year ago. Diana, you threw down the gauntlet with that reality is coming warning to Caitlyn. It was like something out of a superhero movie. Talk us through it. Diana's grin was pure mischief.
Congrats on your retirement, Z.
Thank you.
And congrats.
Now, unfortunately,
Well,
reality's
thanks.
coming to me now.
Oh, I was feeling myself that day. I saw all the hype around Caitlyn, deserved by the way, and I was like, all right, let's see how she handles the big leagues. I wasn't trying to scare her, I was just laying out the truth. The WNBA is a different animal. You've got veterans who've been grinding for years and they're not about to let a rookie walk in and take their lunch money. Caitlyn nodded, her expression a mix of respect and defiance. And I heard you loud and clear, Diana. I knew it wasn't gonna be a cakewalk, but I was like, challenge accepted. I put in the work, hit the gym, studied film, and when I stepped on that court, I was ready to prove myself. Sue leaned forward, her voice warm but firm. And prove yourself you did. Caitlyn, you didn't just survive your rookie season, you dominated. Breaking records, dropping jaws, and making every doubter eat their words. How'd it feel to take on that challenge and come out on top? Caitlyn's eyes sparkled with pride.
What's your big plans?
in early.
What are you gonna do?
You know, I keep telling Sue I thought I was going to have all this time to do all these things. I'm more busy now.
It felt like hitting a game winner at the buzzer. Every game was a test, and I wasn't just playing for myself. I was playing for my team, my city, and every kid watching who dreams of doing this someday.
We heard that whole week was like, Indiana, they don't get along, you know, all this. And I'm like, great. And then I'm like, this is the most together team I've ever seen.
Is that one of the hard?
There were moments I doubted myself, sure, but I kept pushing. And when I saw Diana grinning at me after a game, I knew I'd earned her respect. Diana raised her hands in surrender. Guilty as charged. Caitlyn, you came in like a hurricane.
Even though you know it's not true?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something you kind of just become used to. It's like people think they know what's going on inside of your locker room, and they just don't. At the end of the day, it's just, you know, the girl